can I start by asking you, please, about how the squad's looking in terms of injuries at the moment?
Not too bad. We've had a couple. Aaron Gunnarsson's doing ever so well now, and he's back running. We're just trying to build him up. Really, we think it's worthwhile while we've got the new players in to make sure he's right. So it'll probably be available for next weekend, but we might leave that till after the break.
No.
Not really. No, we've got one or two little knocks which I'm not aware of at the moment. Whether they're going to miss them or not, and I wouldn't tell you anyhow.
So Huddersfield this weekend, of course, you spent time there. You got them promoted. If you just cast your mind back a few years, there's that documentary footage of you in the changing room, having a word with your players, shall we say.
Yeah.
How would you say you've changed as a manager since then, or have you changed at all?
I don't think so, just probably levels, that's all. The volume's gone down probably a little bit as you get older. Now I still have that same desire, still, there's still times for that, and I don't see any reason the difference. I think as you get older, you do get a bit more experience in what to do and what not to do, but you can't tell me there's not a time for a few words now and then. And my daughter keeps looking at it, and I'm sure she, keeps getting shown it at school and college and stuff. So it's one of those things. You get those moments, and I think Ronnie Jepson was on it actually. I think if I remember rightly, it was a terrible day. I think that was a Shrewsbury one where it was raining every day, every minute of the day for 2 days.
Huddersfield, obviously one of your old clubs. Do you know anyone there still? I mean, it's been a while.
Only off the field. Obviously, the chairman, Dean Oyle, I know very well, and Anne Hoff, who's in the secretary in the club's been there since I was there. So there's a few that's been there. It's Andy Booth's around the place. He was my main. We actually gave him the start of his career playing up front for. I think I put him in against Arsenal, and he did ever so well. So it was. It'll be nice to see a few faces. And I went back last year to the reunion for the promotion season, and the lads don't change at all. They're still the same banter, so it was good. It's a lovely club, a real family club, and I was really proud to actually be the manager when we took it over to the new stadium from the old Leeds Road, which, we got quite a bit of flack from the supporters at the time. We can't be leaving Leeds Road, the tradition, and yet the new facilities were fantastic, and now it's a pleasure.
What do you make of their rise, I guess, to where they are now?
Incredible. I mean, that was a job unbelievable. I mean, just as much as what we did last year, really, because nobody gave them a chance. We beat them at the end of the season last year, and the season that they went up, and at the time, they were going in the playoffs and things like that, and nobody expected anything, and it was just fabulous for them. And David's done a great job, and the players, the squad, and then this year he's improved the squad no end. They've spent quite a bit of money for Huddersfield, and it'll be tough. They'll be looking at our game, as a must-win game, I would imagine, after the start they've had. But everybody's going to lose 2 games to Chelsea and Man City. We've got that to come next month.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because obviously Huddersfield conceded 9 goals, but it's against the opposition, so... Anybody
can. I mean, Man City can score double figures against anybody on a day because they've got so many good players. It's, you'd still... I think you stood there on the touchline, I don't know whether David was, but you do purr at people like David Silva. He's just a magician. I love him. He's the number 1 player in the Premier League, and I just love watching him and his brain work. And, they've got no De Bruyne, and it's, they just carry on, don't they? It's... going to be a hell of a job for Liverpool to pip them, I think, this year.
You talked about Huddersfield maybe seeing it as a must-win game after the start they've had. Do you see it as a must-win game?
Well, absolutely. I think we've got to try and get results. I don't think it's a must-win game, but I think we have to get results away from home. I don't think when you look at the top 6 teams, you haven't got to gauge your season on that. I'm sure David's been telling the lads that. You have to look at the rest of the division and the rest of the season. And you can get left behind early doors as long as it's not too far and it's not against teams around you, really. We've got to learn quickly. I think we learned at Bournemouth, and I thought we were unlucky at Newcastle. I know we could have lost it at the end, but I thought we were unlucky not to win that game. So, I think it's good to be going up there. It's a great place for me to go back to, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yet to score in the Premier League, the only side not to score. Is that a worry?
Yeah, and the worry is that we're in very good positions at times last week, and really didn't materialise to anything substantial, and one or two good heading situations which were like a damp squib. Really, it was it was disappointing in that last third. We are working on that all the time now in the week, but. You've still got to get the correct balls and the desire and the ability. We are working. We're trying really hard, the lads, and I'm hoping that they can, we can get off the mark this weekend.
What do you think the best striking option is? Because obviously you spent money, you bought in.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. No, theoretically, Ken Zahor should be my main man. When he's doing well, he scores goals left, right, and centre. Gary Medine's come back really, really well. Lost a lot of weight, and when I look at Glenn Murray at Brighton. Who I thought was fantastic the other night, 34 years of age. I'm sure if Gary set his mind to it, he could play a role like that. And we've also got Danny Ward who's flying at the minute. So I've got in the next few games, I think I've got to try probably all of them.
And what about Bobby Reid?
Reid, he plays behind. He'll be given a chance in midfield, behind the striker.
You do see him as more of a midfielder then? Right?
Not a midfielder, no, but in the further on supplying, behind the striker. I think because Bobby's it's probably difficult for himself because he does such a good job there. You tend to think you can play him there, and sometimes like I've left him out, and he doesn't really deserve to being left out. His pre-season's been good, but I do think he's more of a threat behind a striker. And that's where I'll be looking to try and get him into the game in the next few weeks.
And can I ask you about Neil Etheridge? He's been brilliant for you so far, hasn't he?
He's been very good at penalty saving. Yeah, he's got a little bit left to be desired on his ball work, but we're working on that.
His sort of first experience in the Premier League, how do you think he's faring overall?
He's done well. He's over. Everything we've put in front of him, or since he's been at the club, he's lifted himself and achieved that. That's why I'm hoping he can conquer his distribution a bit better as well, because he works very hard in training. Andy Dibble works ever so hard with him, and Smithers and Murphy, and so he's got every attribute as they all have. So it's just the opportunity, and he has to improve, and he works hard to improve. 12 months ago he's at Walsall, and now he's in the Premier League saving penalties. It's a quick rise for the lad, but he's level-headed, feet on the floor, and working really hard. I don't know a goalie that doesn't work really hard. They're nutters, really, aren't they? The way every day they're diving around like I've never seen. So it's not a job for me, but they are really dedicated, these lads.
And Huddersfield, staying in the Premier League with a lot of Championship players that they used to get promoted. I guess it's quite similar for you. And do you look at Huddersfield and perhaps think that's inspiration, that it can be done?
Yeah, well, I mean, James and William were my two boys at the end of the season. We were jumping up and down when the goalie saved that at Chelsea. We just desperately wanted them, not for selfish reasons about us trying to get promotion, but just because we wanted Huddersfield to stay up. It was a remarkable achievement, and we've always, we've got a soft spot for Huddersfield, all of us. So it was great to see that. And it does show you what can be achieved, really. But it is difficult. It gets more difficult. You've seen even the sort of money that Huddersfield has spent, and the wage bill that they've got now. It's quite remarkable comparison with a couple of years ago in the Championship. So we're at the bottom end of that, and we've got to try and gradually creep up and catch them up.
And just talking of transfers, just less than a week now left for the loan market for players to leave. Is there anyone that's looking very likely to leave at this stage from your?
Well, we've got a couple of lads going out today. Stuart O'Keefe's agreed to go down to Plymouth, and young Reece. We want to get Reece Healy some games. We've had quite a number of Division 1 and 2 clubs after him. But it's trying to pick the right one. We think we've picked the right one because we want him to play games. It's young Mark Harris who went out to Newport County, and he's notching goals up. So it's good now for us to keep his eye on things. So I believe that Reece is signing for MK Dons today, even though I know we had one or two Division 1 clubs, but I don't want him to go there to the Division 1 and be on the bench, or do you know what I mean? I want him to try and play games. You can't force managers to play them, but you've got to look at teams and who you think will play them. And I think Paul Disdale's ideal manager to look after your lad,